Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and today we are going to cover complete SAS यानी कि आज हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं पूरे SAS ट्यूटोरियल को. What is SAS, how we can use it, so these are things we will cover completely. So without any further ado, let's begin. सो गाइज फर्स्ट टॉपिक विच वी आर गोइंग टू कवर दैट इज़ व्हाट इज़ SAS. यानी कि पहले हम ये डिस्कस करेंगे कि SAS बेसिकली होता क्या है. सो राइट नाउ आई एम इन वन ऑफ द फेमस W3 schools website where they have explained very beautifully. So I'm going to cover these points and I will explain you what is SAS. ओके यानी कि अभी मैं W3 स्कूल वेबसाइट पे हूँ और आई विल डेफिनेटली कवर ईच एंड एवरी पॉइंट विच दे हैव रिटन हियर. सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड. So the first point they have discussed that SAS full form. So SAS full form is syntactically awesome style sheet. यानी कि syntactically एक awesome style sheet है. So इसका basically ये full form उन्होंने रखा है. Now second point says that SAS is an extension to CSS. Now what does that mean? Now extension मतलब कि एक अपग्रेडेड वर्जन है. यू कैन से CSS का एक अपग्रेडेड वर्जन है. अपग्रेडेड वर्जन भी कह नहीं सकते हैं बट एक कुछ नया उन्होंने ऐसा किया, एक्सटेंशन है एक उसका कि मतलब उसी से एक निकला हुआ एक चीज़ है जो कि काफ़ी अच्छा है एज़ कम्पेयर टू CSS. नाउ व्हाई इट इज़ गुड वी विल डिस्कस इट. ओके सो थर्ड पॉइंट सेज दैट SAS इज़ अ CSS प्री प्रोसेसर. नाउ प्री प्रोसेसर क्या होता है कि जब हम अपने वेबसाइट को स्टार्ट करते हैं या फिर वेबसाइट को रन कराते हैं तो वो प्रोसेस होता है. वो वेब ब्राउज़र में CSS भी प्रोसेस होती है, HTML भी प्रोसेस होती है. तो उस प्रोसेस से पहले एक और प्रोसेस होता है जिसमें SAS जो है वो CSS में कन्वर्ट होती है. सो दैट इज़ वाई SAS कोड इज़ बेसिकली और SAS इज़ बेसिकली अ प्री प्रोसेसर. सो आई होप यू गॉट इट व्हाट इज़ प्री प्रोसेसर हियर. And the fourth point says that SAS is compatible with all versions of CSS. So that is really good. Now SAS reduces repetition of code of CSS and therefore saves times. यानी कि SAS क्या है बेसिकली, SAS जो है वो रिपीटिशन ऑफ कोड को, जैसे कि मान लीजिए फॉर एग्जांपल मुझे डिव टैग है, डिव टैग के अंदर H1 टैग है, 3-4 H1 टैग हैं, फिर डिव टैग है अंदर उसी के. सो इन ऑर्डर टू कवर ईच एंड एवरी थिंग इट वॉज रियली रिपीटेटिव. वी हैव टू रिपीट एवरी थिंग. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ़ some sections have the same color, though we have to repeat the color as well, that is background color, we have to repeat it. So those are things SAS reduces. Okay, so that is why it says that it reduces repetition of code. Now fourth point says it is designed by Hampton Kotlin and developed by Nathalie Weizenbaum, and these are basically German name I think, and German names are really tough. And SAS is free to download and use. And second point I would like to discuss, SAS is an extension to CSS. Now extension मतलब कि कुछ उसमें ऐसे additional features हैं जिनका यूज़ करके हम SAS के CSS के कोड को बहुत easily लिख सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल फंक्शंस हैं, मिक्सिंग्स हैं, पार्शियल्स हैं, वेरिएबल्स हैं. हम वेरिएबल्स डिक्लेयर कर सकते हैं CSS में जो कि पहले नहीं था. सो दैट्स वाई CSS हैज़ बिकम वेरी फेमस एंड नाउअडेज नो वन यूज CSS. Everyone, I think most of the people use SAS only because it's really handy, and somewhere SAS code is also got converted into CSS only, but SAS is more preferable because it is more close to human, right? So I hope till now you understand what is SAS, why we use it, and we have also discussed various points regarding SAS. Okay, now let's get started with different topics of SAS. So guys, first of all I'm going to tell you that how you can install or how can you embed SAS code and how can you use SAS code in your project. Okay, so for that I'm in my beautiful VS Code editor, and at the right side my browser is there, that is my Edge browser is there, and right now Microsoft has updated Edge browser and I really like it. So you can use Edge browser as well. Okay, so right now I am in my VS Code editor, and now I'm going to show you how you can basically include SAS preprocessor and how you can use them in your project. So let's get started, right? So first of all, in order to use SAS code, you have to install a package called node sass. Now it's a npm package, so for that you have to initialize your directory as npm package or npm init. So for initializing the directory as npm init, and if you don't know these things, please go back and watch my first lecture series of Node.js, where I have explained it very beautifully, what is node and what is npm. Okay, so watch that tutorial series, first lecture only, first or second lecture only, and you will be able to understand what is node and why we use nodes and npm. So for now I'm going to show you how you can install or initialize your npm packages. So for initializing the project as npm or node project, you have to write npm init, and as soon as you will write npm init and press enter, it is going to ask you some question. For example, it is going to ask you package name. So package name is my sass only. Version, description, it will ask test, git repository, keywords, author. So author I'm going to give JavaScript boy. License or MIT license, if you want to give, you can give MIT license, and then press yes. And as soon as you will complete all these procedures, you will get one file called package.json file, which is the file which tells you about the project, about your project, what the project is about, how what kind of dependencies you use, what is the name, what is the version. So these different things it is going to tell you. Now I'm going to install node sass. So let me clear it first, and now I'm going to install node sass. Let me make it little bit bigger so that you can easily see. Okay, so for installing node sass, you have to write npm install node sass and press enter. And you should have a good internet connection in order to install this package, because it is going to download it from the internet. So let's wait and let it get downloaded. Okay, and as since it is downloading, let's create some of the files. Okay, so for my project, I need to have one file called index.html. So I have created one index.html file, and it is now installing. So you can see that node modules package has been created, folder has been created, and now I think it is installed. Okay, let me clear this. And if you want to see this package, you can go and check your dependencies, and it is already included that node sass has the package and the version and everything it has given, and I've already discussed these things. So if you want to understand what these are, if you don't know, go back and watch my first lecture series of Node.js. I'm again saying you will get easily understand what these things are basically. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to write some code over here. So boilerplate code I have written, and inside body tag, what I'm going to do, I'm going to include one h1 tag for now. So for h1 tag, hello JavaScript boy, right? So I have included this. Now I'm going to show you how you can include Sass code in your project. Okay, so Sass code, for including Sass code, what you can do, you can come here and instead of here test, you can remove this and type here Sass or whatever the name you want to give here, right? And after that, remove this echo error, and here you have to type node sass watch, and I'm going to create one folder, Sass folder. I will create it over there. Okay, and then what you have to do, you have to give the output in the dist folder, and it is going to watch it and it is going to do it recursive. Just type this, I will explain you what I have done over here. Okay, for now guys, I am going to create one folder called Sass folder, and inside this Sass folder I will be putting my CSS files. Now Sass file, sorry. So in here inside this I am going to create one file called main.scss. Now for Sass file, there are two extensions. Now the first extension is scss and the second extension is sass. Now what does both Sass means extension, both extension refers to the Sass files only, but there is one different. Now if you are going to use sass Sass file, then in that what you to do, in that you don't have to use curly braces. Inside that you have to work according to the indentations. Now if you have written some Python code, I hope you must have written some Python code. So there when you are writing for loop, so you always try to do things in indentation, right? You have to, like, for loop is there, then you have to give four spaces and then you have to write some code. You don't have to put curly braces, right? So if you are going to write Sass, then it is going to use indentation. But if you are going to write SCSS, that is of extension SCSS, then you have to use curly braces. Now you don't there is no concept in this extension indentation sort of. So here you have to use curly braces. So if you are coming from Java or C++ or C or JavaScript or any other languages, those who use curly braces, so I will prefer you to use SCSS, and most of the people use SCSS only because indentation can be really complex and it can make your code little bit buggy, not buggy, but it is very hard to debug as well. So that is why I prefer to use curly braces as compared to the indentation, right? So, and most of the people right nowadays use only say as CSS only, right? So I have created one file called as CSS. Now I'm going to do something here. Now I'm going to write here body, and I'm going to do here what, give background color red. Okay, so in SCSS file I have written some CSS code over here, right? Now what will happen if I'm going to go here and type npm run Sass. Now here Sass is basically in package.json file what we have defined here, Sass. So here in order to run this code, in order to run this commands, what you have to write npm run Sass, and what it will do, it is going to watch -w means it is going to watch your Sass folder, whatever the files are there in Sass folder, and what it will do, it will output those files into the dist folder, and it will do recursively as soon as you will save. यानी कि जितनी बार आप इसको सेव करेंगे, आपने कुछ चेंजेस किए कोड के अंदर, इसने सेव किए, तो क्या करेगा, ये जो भी Sass कोड है उसको कंपाइल करेगा और उसको क्या करेगा, कन्वर्ट कर देगा CSS में और उसको डिस्ट फोल्डर के CSS कोड के अंदर डाल देगा. नाउ अगर अभी मैंने यहाँ पे डिस्ट फोल्डर नहीं बनाया है, बट अगर मैं इसको रन कराऊंगा तो यहाँ पे डिस्ट फोल्डर ऑटोमेटिकली क्रिएट हो जाएगा. नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू रन इट. सो फॉर रनिंग टाइप npm run Sass, and as soon as you will enter and see here, it will automatically create some code. Now if I go over here and press enter and save it, and for saving you have to press ctrl+s. Now as soon as you will press, it will automatically re-render, and it is going to create one disk folder inside this folder, and it is going to copy the same file name and create main.css file. So I hope till now you understand what I have done here, what is happening. Now if I go and type here color yellow and press enter, now as soon as you will press enter, some error has happened over here. Now let's see what is the error has happened. So it is saying that file to read not found or unreadable file is there. So let me do it again, and it has again rendered. Now if I go and check our main.css file, so you can see here the code is minified, and as well as whatever we have written, it gets converted into CSS and it has came over here. Now your browser don't understand SCSS, that is why we can't use SCSS directly. So in our index.html, what we are going to do, I am going to link this link, and inside this folder I'm going to copy this. So whatever the CSS will be there, it will automatically affect it over here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this. So as you will run this, you can see hello JavaScript boy, and our background I have given in main.scss, I have given background color to red and color to yellow. So see how basically Sass code is getting converted into CSS and how it is implementing. So I hope till now you understand how you can include the Sass code, or how you can include the Sass thing in your project. And now we will see variables, partials, inheritance, how you can do inheritance, how you can do declare variables, how can you reuse the code. So these things we will see. So for now, I hope till now you understand how you can include each and everything, and if you have any query, please comment it down below in the comment section. I will definitely reply it. Okay. So now guys, we will see what are variables and partials, okay, and how we can declare them and how we can use them. Now I have already discussed that Sass provides some features In CSS we cannot declare variables, but in SAS we can declare variables. In CSS also now we can declare, but earlier, like 2-3 years before, we cannot declare, but now we can declare with root, something called root dash something is there, and we can declare with CSS as well as, but here we will declare with variables, and we will also see what are partials. Okay, so guys, let's declare some of the variables. But before declaring the variables, I would like to add some more code, more HTML code in our project. Okay, so for example, I have added 4 h1 tags with hello JavaScript boy, and I'm also going to give some classes like h1. Okay, and I will copy these and I will add them here, h1 and the last 2 h1 tags I will give the class of h2, and the first 2 h1 tags I have given the class h1. Right, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to declare some variables. So let me remove this first, and now I'm going to declare some variables. So for declaring variables, what you need to do, you need to use $sign. Okay, for declaring variables you need to use $sign first of all, and then after that you need to write the variable name. So for variable names, I'm going to give first. Okay, I have given the name first, and I'm going to give the color yellow, right, and I'm going to declare second color, and I'm going to give green, right. So I have declared 2 variables, first is yellow, second color is green, right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use them. So how we can use them? So I'm going to say that for h1 class, I'm going to say color will be $first. Okay, and for h2 for h1, that is h-1, and for h-2 the color will be $second color. Okay, so what I did over here, I have declared variable. So how you can declare variable? For declaring variable, what you need to do, you need to use $variable first of all, and then the variable name, and then whatever the value you want to assign to that particular variable. Now here you can see that I have declared only variable one time, and now I can use them like a programming language again and again whenever we want to use it. Okay, so that's the power of variables. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to run our node so that whatever the code is written in CSS, it's got converted into CSS so that it can reflect back to the web browser as well. So for that, I'm going to run this, and as soon as I will run npm run SAS, and let me save it again, and as soon as you will save, you can see that our first 2 h1 tags has got colored yellow, and the last 2 tags h1 tags has got the color green, right. So I hope till now you understand how we can declare variable. Now we are going to discuss partials. Now what are these partials? Now the process of converting वन कोड इंटू अनदर कोड, यानी कि यहाँ पे जो SAS कोड है वो कन्वर्ट हो रहा है CSS कोड में. सो दैट प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड ट्रांसपाइलिंग. दैट प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड ट्रांसपाइलिंग. एंड नाउ हाउ इट हैपन्स, सो व्हेनेवर नोट SAS sees any file with .scss, जब भी वो कोई ऐसी फाइल .scss दिखता है तो उसको कन्वर्ट कर देता है CSS कोड के अंदर, राइट. नाउ as soon as your project got become bigger, as soon as your project get bigger, there will be hundreds of the variables, right. So you can't put each and everything inside one file. आप हर एक सारे कोड को एक फाइल के अंदर नहीं रख सकते हैं, because it will be very complex and it will be difficult to understand, and second thing, it is very difficult to debug as well. So what we do, we split our code into different files, and those files we will reuse them, we will import them like node files, like modules. Okay, in node we will include those file in the main file where we want that particular file, and that's how we split the code and we convert them into different files so that we can easily understand them and we can easily debug as well. For example, all the hundreds variables will be going into a file called partial variables partial. So how we can declare them, let's see. So for declaring partials, what you need to do, you need to use underscore sign, underscore, and then you need to give the partial name. So I am going to give here partial name variables dot scss. Now as soon as Node.js sees this first underscore, it will not transpile this code. ये इस कोड को ट्रांसपाइल नहीं करेगा, वो सिर्फ कोड को, किस कोड को ट्रांसपाइल करेगा, वो सिर्फ मेन डॉट scss को करेगा. एज सुन एज Node.js will see underscore sign, it will not transpile this code. It will see that this is a partial and it is going to convert. So how we can declare partial? For declaring partial, you need to use underscore sign, and what partial this partial denotes, it depends on particular thing, right? Now I'm going to copy these partials and I'm going to put it in the variables underscore variable dot scss file. Now how we can use these variables, right? So for importing this partial, what you can do, you can write add, and then you can write import, and then you can give path name. So here path name is our variable, so you can use directly variables. Now as soon as you will save, okay, let me save this. Okay, I haven't used colon over here, that is why the error is happening. Now as soon as you will save, you can again see it is affecting the code. Now if I go and change the yellow color to red color, and as soon as I will save, you can see that the first two tags got hello JavaScript boy with the red color, and the last two got the green color. So that's how we declare variables, and that's how we create partials, and that's how we also discussed how to import the partial into the main file. So I hope till now you understand, and if you have any query, please comment it down below. So in this part, what we have discovered, we have covered variables, how to declare them, we have covered partials, we have covered transpiling. So if you have any query, I'm again saying please comment it down below in the comment section, I will definitely reply. Now we will see inheritance, how we can inherit some sort of code. Okay, now guys, before discussing inheritance, I would like to discuss the most important topic in Sass, that is nesting. How we can do nesting in CSS. We cannot perform nesting, but we can do in Sass nesting, and we will see different thing, and it really helps to make your code reusable, make your code more understandable, right? So let's get started with nesting. So guys, we are again back in our VS Code editor, and now we will structure some of our code so that we can perform some sort of nesting as well. So for performing some nesting, what I am going to do, I am going to write some tags over here. So I'm going to write first section tag, and in section tag, what I'm going to do, I'm going to write some CSS. So I'm going to write hello, and then hello dash, and then I'm going to add $, and I'm going to multiply with 3. Okay, so how we can use this thing, I want 3 sections. So what I did, and I want 3 sections with one class name same and other class name with a different name, so that we can apply different sort of CSS as well. And we want 3 sort of sections, so we can write the emit abbreviation directly, and we can press enter, and as soon as you will write and press enter, it will automatically restore it. So if I go and make it little bit bigger, so you can see it is like this only, right? Now inside this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to write some code. So I'm going to write some h3 code and write here hello JavaScript, right? And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some p tag with lorem 10. So what I did, I have added some sort of code inside this, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this code and I'm going to paste it over here, and I'm going to save this. Now you can see that I have 3 different sections with the content hello JavaScript and with some dummy text. Right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how you can do nesting. So for doing nesting, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use these variables, 2 variables, and if I want some other variable, then we will use it more. Okay, so in main.css, what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this code and I'm going to write what I'm going to say that dot hello, that is dot hello class, whatever our dot hello class is there, I'm going to make them as what we can do, make them as same color. So for color, what I'm going to do, I'm going to declare one variable called content color, and I'm going to make them red. Okay, not red, let's choose some beautiful other color. So let me make them little bit blue. Okay, this would be more good. Okay, and I'm going to use dollar content color. Okay, and I'm going to make font size to be 2 rem. So whatever the content is there in hello class, it will become 2 rem. So if I save this, so you can see that it is affecting our code and it has become 2 rem. Now I don't want so much bigger, I want small little bit. So this is good. So I hope till now you understand how variable are coming. We have created one partial, that is underscore variables, and from there these variables are being imported. So I hope till now you understand what I did over here. Now I want the hello one background should be different. So earlier what we used to do in CSS, we used to write like this, hello one, and then what we do, background color we write like this, right? But we don't want like this here. What we can do in CSS, we can write ampersand sign. Now ampersand sign means whatever is it there in above code, just copy it, just copy that. So whatever here will be copied, and now I am going to write dash s1. So what it will represent, it will represent hello dash 1. Okay, so this is a class, so it will copy dot hello and dash 1, it will get added automatically. Now what I am going to do, I am going to give some background color here, for example blue. If I go and choose some other color like maybe if it is a blue, then we can choose some sort of blue color. Okay, and if I go and save this, so it is not showing over here. Let's see what is the mistake coming. So let me choose some other color. If I choose red color and save this, so here you can see that our first code has been changed. Now why it is not showing, let me see again. Let me change this color first of all. Let's choose this color. This color is more preferable. And now if I save this, so you can see that our whatever the code is, whatever the background color of the first class was there, it has been implemented. So here you can see that we are using nesting concept here. We are nesting whatever the content is there and we are nesting it again. So I hope till now you understand how we are doing it over here. Now we can do one more thing. For example, I want to change the h3, that is whatever the h3 tags are there, I want to make it green. So how we can do? We can directly say that h3, that is whatever the elements are there in dot hello class, inside whatever the h3 elements are there, make them. So if I go and type color and say what is the variable name, it's a second color, right? If I go and choose second color and save them, so you can see that our code has been implemented, and whatever the h3 tags are there, all tags have been got converted into green. So that is how nesting happens, and it's really useful. It makes your code more and more understandable. You can easily understand. You don't have to repeat things again and again, because it becomes very confusing when your code gets bigger. So that's how nesting has been done. I hope till now you understand how we are doing nesting, and in the next thing we will see how to implement inheritance, and that is really interesting topic. We will see how we can do that. So guys, now we are going to see how we can do inheritance in SAS. Now in programming language, that is object oriented programming language, what is inheritance? Now inheritance in OOPS, in terms of OOPS, it is nothing but there will be a superclass and there will be a subclass. Now subclass will inherit the superclass, and whatever the functionalities of superclass have, they will be earned, or they will also being accessed by subclass, right? They will also get those powers sort of. Okay, so now here what we will do, suppose suppose for example I want these three sections are there, right? You can see in web browser there are three sections, right? Now what I want the padding in all these three sections, and I also want the color to get changed with something else, right? Maybe white or maybe something else. So what we can do, we can create something and we can inherit them, because they are going to be same. So here we are following the principle of dry, that is do not repeat yourself. So how we can do, let's see how we can do. So for creating inheritance sort of, you need to use %, and you need to give some name, whatever the name or you want to give for that particular thing. So color padding, I have given color padding, and now I'm going to give padding to 1 rem. Okay, 1 rem I want padding, and I want color to be white, or maybe we can use FFF. Okay, and let's save it. And how we can extend this inheritance? So for extending this inheritance, what you can do, you can use ampersand and write extend, and then you can use color padding, save it. And as soon as you will save, for the first class, whatever the first class is there, you can see that we got padding of 1, and we also got color got changed with white. Now if we want to inherit here as well, so we can write extend and dot color padding. So here you can see that we are not repeating our code. We don't have to repeat our code. What we are doing, we are just giving padding, and we are giving sort of whatever the things are there, right? And for third thing, and if I want margins as well, so we can write here margin 1 rem as well. And if you will save, you can see that these sections also got margin as well. Okay, so that is how we perform inheritance. Now we will see so I hope till now you understand inheritance and whatever the things are we have discussed, like nesting, or we have discussed variables, partials we have discussed, right? And now we will see how we can create functions and mixings. What are these? Now functions and mixing both are quite similar, but there is one difference. Now function returns certain type of value, but inheritance, if we talk about inheritance, then mixings, then they are nothing but if you want to add some sort of functionality with different thing, so you can do with inheritance as well, you can do with mixings as well. But there is some small difference that in inheritance you are inheriting something, you are inheriting all those properties, but in mixing what you are doing, you are including those properties to that particular tag which or selector which you have selected. So let's see by example so that you can understand it very clearly. Okay, so for that I'm going to create one partial here so that you can easily grab. Okay, so for creating partial, what I'm going to do, I'm going to write underscore function dot scss, and I will save this, and now I'm going to include it in our SAS file. So for including, what you have to write import, and then you have to write name and press and save it. Now in functions, what we are going to do, we are going to create one function. So how we can create function, you have to use at, and then you have to write function, and then you have to write the function name. So what kind of function name you want to write? So for example, I want that color to get changed according to the background. I want the color to get changed according to the background. Okay, so for example, I will choose some light color for the first section. So for the first section, what I can do, I can write here, or I can simply write the property. So light color, light cyan. Okay, so let's choose background color. Okay, and so here you can see that I have chosen background color, but I cannot see whatever the text. Okay, whatever the text is written over there, like hello JavaScript and logarithms dummy test is here, so we cannot see. Now what we want to do, we want that when the background color gets darkened, then our text color should get for example, if background color get lightened, then our text color should get darkened, and if background color get darkened, then our text color should get what we say lightened. सो फॉर मेरा कहने का मतलब ये है कि अगर हम ये चाहते हैं कि हमारा जो जब बैकग्राउंड कलर डार्क हो तो हमारा जो ये टेक्स्ट है ये लाइट हो जाए, और जब हमारा बैकग्राउंड कलर लाइट हो तो ये जो टेक्स्ट है वो डार्क हो जाए. सो हाउ वी कैन डू दिस, वी कैन यूज फंक्शन ओवर हियर एंड सिंपली वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू रिपीट एनी काइंड ऑफ कोड एंड वी आर गोइंग टू extend things. So how we can do it, let's see it. So for example, I'm going to write function name hello. Okay, and I will create one variable. So for variable we have to use $sign. We have already discussed in the variable section. Okay, color name. Okay, and then I will write here if condition. So you have to use if, and there is one if lightness, there is one function basically. SAS gives some sort of predefined function which you can use, and if lightness of color name is greater than 50 or maybe you can say 40, अगर greater than 40 होगा, अगर background color मेरा जो है lightness है वो greater than 40 होगा, तो what we are going to return. So for returning, what you can do, we can return /ff 000. We can return black color. Otherwise, so for else, what we are going to return, we are going to return white color. Okay, so let's see how we can use this. Okay, so we have included here as well. Now I have given background color to light cyan, right? For the first thing, what we have done, we have given background color to light cyan, right? Now what I want that, for example, if background color is light cyan, then I want color, and we can use here what function name. So we can here write here hello, and here we can give light cyan, and let's save it. And as soon as you will save, you can see that our color got changed with black. So here I have sent the light cyan, यानी मेरा background color यहाँ पे light cyan है, तो हमारा जो ये color है ये change हो गया किसमें, ये change हुआ black में. Now for example, if I remove this extend and if I save it, let me save it. So you can see that here the color is background color is very dark. Okay, means blue is very dark, not light. It's not a light color. Okay, so here if I go and do same thing, hello, and if here I send content color and save it, and as soon as I will save, you will see some change over here. Let me see some function. So else color. Okay, why it is not reflecting? Let's see what is the problem coming over here. So when I call this function, maybe I can use here black color. If I use black color, then let's see what is going to happen. Yes, so lightness for this color was not that much. The lightness was going with less than 40 because we have used if condition over here. So here as soon as I have changed color with black, so black colors has lightness very less. Okay, maybe it has no lightness. So as soon as I will save, you can see that our white color got changed over here. So I hope till now you understood how we are using functions. So basically functions are nothing but when some value got changed, then we can directly use function. Now if I want the above property in terms of mixing, so for mixing you have to write mixing and you have to give color name or whatever the name you want to give. And for including mixing, what you can do, you can write here include and then color padding and simply save it. So as soon as you will save, you will get the margin and you will get the padding as well. So I hope till now you understood how to use mixing, how to use functions, and we have also discussed how to use nesting, how to use variables, partials we have discussed. So almost all the topics I have covered in this video. And if you got stuck with any problem in the real-time project, then what you can do, you can directly go onto the documentation of the website and you can see it. So I hope till now you understand what is partials, what is Sass. I have discussed each and every topic here. So if you have any query, please comment it down below in the comment section. And if you like my content, please subscribe my channel because it really helps me to make quality content. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next lecture.